And in his 100th game in the NRL, one of the personality players in the competition, Conrad Harrell, has the honour of leading his team out for what is a home game being played away from the Gold Coast because of Commonwealth Games. And 71 games for the Warriors for Conrad. Joined the Titans midway through 2016, where he played 28 games for the club. Never scored a try against the Dragons, Conrad. I wonder if he'll be blowing a kiss to his family this afternoon. There is Ash Taylor. There can be no doubt about his influence on this Titans lineup. He had 4 try assists in their opening game of the season against Canberra. Missed last week. And the Warriors were able to beat the Gold Coast 20 points to 8. The Titans didn't score a try until only 3 minutes from full time. So those stats reflect his driving influence. Ryan James playing left back row for the Titans this year, up against that man Tyson Frizzell. That'll be a mouth-watering showdown.
Good luck, boys.
One already a New South Wales representative, Ryan James, aiming to achieve rep honours this year, perhaps. Oh, Kane Elgey's dropped the kickoff.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. What a way to start your day. All pumped up for the contest. First kick comes your way. You're thinking about catching it and giving it to your big front rower, and you spill your lollies. Well, there's a long way to go yet, young man. So you better get back up. What his teammates can do is back him up here and hold out this set of 6. You'll feel a hell of a lot worse if the Dragons toast the first try.
So the scrum is won by the Dragons. It's sent away now to Sims. Ash Taylor there along with Kevin Proctor. McInnes waiting a dummy half. Can the Red V crack this Titans defensive line in the opening couple of minutes of the match? DeBellin playing it. McInnes goes away to Gareth Widdop. Now it's out to Ben Hunt. Now it's with Dufty, who strolls through. It takes a minute 20 for the Dragons to cut the Gold Coast open.
And the Gold Coast Titans guilty of overreading this. It's one of their set plays. Simple little second-man play for a second-man play to bring the fullback in. He's very, very quick, this young fellow, Matt Dufty. What's the speed here? Only needs to show him a little gap. Whoosh, he's gone. By Suzu D-Max replay. That's quick, Wally.
Yeah, and Kane Elgey was the man that had to make a pretty swift decision. Which player do I take? Very difficult to cover that. Boy, oh boy, that's a tough time. He'll be feeling down in the dumps about now, but they'll be trying to repair the confidence at this stage.
Matt Dufty's first try of the season. Let's go to Darren on the sideline. Well, that's not the start that we're looking for.
Yes. Yeah, that was... I didn't pick that. I don't think anyone would have picked that, but... Kane Elgey, not a great start to the game, but sometimes when a team gets away to a flying start like that, they can tend to drop off. But for the Dragons, they couldn't get a better start. They looked really crisp in that movement then. Everyone was coming onto the football and the defence was struggling.
So Gareth Widdop, he's kicked 11 from 12 this year, and he puts them out by a 6-0 lead.
The score was 6-0 in favour of the St George Illawarra Dragons in the early couple of minutes of the clock.
I have no 5 seconds. All right. Okay. 5 time on. 4, 3.
So the Titans, they're restarting well before they would have liked to. And Paul Vaughan with a carry back for the Dragons, who capitalised on an early mistake. Kane Elgey dropping the kickoff. You probably just made a cup of tea and sat down on the lounge to catch up on the action, and already the Dragons have a converted try lead. There's a good charge. Frizzell up within 12 of the halfway. McInnes with a questionable ball to Graham. Returned it back to Dufty, the try scorer on the inside. McInnes now and Jack DeBell, and there's a good tackle. The 17, Jared Wallace, playing his first game of the year in Titans colours, back from suspension. And now a high one, sent right down the centre of the field by Ben Hunt, taken by Anthony Don. He's got 5 tries in his last 3 games against the Dragons. For a young team, this Gold Coast Titans outfit, and they largely are across the park. They need to settle into their work, having had their line breached in the early couple of minutes. There's a very good tackle. Jack DeBellum with that textbook tackling style. Now Cartwright sends a ball off to Ryan James. Good quick play, the ball there from the Titans skipper, and Taylor puts a high one up in the air. Dufty with the catch, Taylor with the chase. From the Brothers Club here in Toowoomba, the number 7 keen to impress.
Hey, LG. Thanks, mate.
He's conceded a penalty there, however. And Ash Taylor's childhood hero, Darren Lockyer, is down on the sideline for us this afternoon.
Just the conditions. The sun's out. It's a beautiful day. There is a breeze behind the Titans, though, and the field does taper off a little bit down on this western side, so there might be a 40-20 option for Ash Taylor in this half on this western side. The other challenge today with the sun where it is, on the north side, on the eastern side of both corners, a bomb to the corner to the wings will be hard to handle.
Darren will keep an eye on that. Thanks for the update. As Graham plays at 5 metres inside Titans territory. Now Ben Hunt. Hunt's gone through this time. He was looking for a support man. The ball hit the deck and it found Jared Wallace.
Yeah, he might like that back again, Ben Hunt. Really well to get through the line, but his support player looked like Jack DeBellum was nowhere there to get the catch.
Kevin Proctor. 198th NRL game, closing on that 200 number. 17 tests for New Zealand as well. Here's a shift from the Titans. They come out to Ryan James. He gets an offload. Back to Kane LG. LG nearly through, ankle tapped. He was about to hit top gear. Now Peets takes on the short side. James again. There's that clash with he and Frizzell. 2 big, determined men coming together. 25 short of the Dragons line. LG with a low catch. And Wallace.
Well, they lost the tackle count.
Last tackle.
Just wait a second, Jared.
Referee had his hand in the air and no one was thinking about the kick.
Put it down, Jared.
And your front rower ends up with it. Is not who you want the ball to have on tackle 5.
Yeah, it's an indication too they're not really sticking to a game plan. Otherwise, they would have been ready for that kick.
Come on,
They compounded it here with a penalty.
Come on. There's your mark.
I've got to say to the people of Toowoomba, whoever prepared this ground today has done an amazing job. This place looked brilliant. The field, the surface is outstanding.
It's just a glorious afternoon. Such a picturesque city, this one. Bellin gives it away to Paul Vaughan. The Dragons don't have a great record in matches played in Queensland.
You have 2? 2 points.
They're going to take the shot at 2 here. Gareth Widdop to line it up.
6-0 already. That's Titans opportunity now for another 2 points for Gareth Widdop.
So Gareth Widdop, with his pinpoint right boot, has a chance to open up an 8-0 lead. Just on those numbers with the Dragons in Queensland, in their last 15 games played in the Sunshine State, they've only won 2, and both of those were at Seabus Super Stadium, the home of the Titans. But this has been a positive start for them.
And they lead the penalty count 3-0, so they're going to have to be careful because you know it will even up the other way. So now that they've got out to a good lead, they need to be squeaky clean with the referee.
Hold on that 10, Kane.
Otherwise, the Titans will come roaring back. This ground is just beautiful. I can't get over the playing surface. Marvellous.
Stay behind.
Taylor gets us back underway. Nightingale and Vaughan. Runs it out to the 20. Now McInnes can go for a scamper. Picked up a double last time these two teams met. It was round 23 last year. It was a comprehensive win for the Dragons. It was played at Cogra that match. Forward pass and dummy half. Well, that's the second one that was forward. The first one they got away with. They didn't get away with that one, well.
No, and I think the Titans have been left off the hook a little bit there. 3 carries, and the Dragons had managed to make about 42, 43 metres. It's pretty poor judgment from Cameron McInnes there. He won't forgive himself for that, but certainly the Titans will be pretty happy. They've got an opportunity to launch an attacking raid 42, 43 metres out. Be able to get over a couple of the early mistakes that they've chalked up.
Well, it's a really lazy effort from dummy half, isn't it? Well, sort of poor play the ball and he picked it up awkwardly and then threw it forward. Let's see what the Gold Coast Titans have got.
Here's Conrad. Takes a power of stopping, draws the penalty. Oh, he's tapping and he's going, Conrad, in game 100. He nearly catches them napping. He gets to within 6 of the line. Well done. Now Ash Taylor across to LG. Turns the ball back on the inside. Arrow can't get it away. Thought about a left-handed pass. He's 15 out from the line. Pete's with the ball away. And Bryce Cartwright. Seems strange to see him in these Titans colours. Here's LG out now to Taylor. And Gordon up from fullback. His 5th NRL club, Michael Gordon. Play to Don. Sent away to Taylor again. Now to Arrow. To Bellum in there around the legs. Vaughan up top. McInnes there to help. That's the 5th and final play. Taylor to the line. Gordon powers his way over from close range.
Beautiful play from Ash Taylor. Tackle 5. Dragons were probably thinking grab a kick to the in goal. But watch the way he holds this pass up. He shapes the pass long, shapes the kick, shapes the pass long, and then brings Gordon beautifully on a close ball, and he charges through the defenders to get the Titans on the board. Brilliant stuff from Ash Taylor. You'd love that one, Wally.
Yeah, beautifully done, Gus. I was actually expecting that he was going to throw a face pass to go straight past Gordon, who grabbed it very well. Some great skills being shown. Darren Lockyer, what about that one close range?
Yeah, the old feint out and play short. You need soft, gentle hands for this pass. You see here, there it is. There's the first pump, the second pump. He's got Widdop interested in the outside. And Michael Gordon does a great job running the perfect line. Great play.
Well, there's the injection of confidence this Gold Coast team probably needed after conceding a try inside the first couple of minutes, then a penalty goal. And the tidy ball-playing skills of Taylor and a lovely run from this veteran fullback, Michael Gordon. Gets them on the board. One of the sharpshooters of the game. Can close to within 2 points. He's done that. Dragons 8, Titans 6.
Gareth, this way. 5 seconds, mate. Stay behind. Behind.
Well, Ash Taylor was the man of the moment, playing in front of his family and friends at his hometown, and he serves up Beautiful ball for Michael Gordon to get across for the Gold Coast first try.
Jason!
Here's Peets running out of acting half, getting as far as James Graham along with Vaughan. 15 out from the halfway now. Bryce Cartwright. And now Arrow. Ran for nearly 200 metres against the Warriors last week. 34 tackles on the back of that as well. An outstanding player. A high kick now for Dufty. He's proven pretty safe under the high ball at the start of this season. Here's Neno McDonald. There's a surprising stat. 7 missed tackles already for the Dragons. Only 1 for the Gold Coast, who have averaged the most missed tackles per game through the opening fortnight of the competition. The Dragons averaging the least amount of missed tackles per game, so it's a role reversal so far.
He's offside.
The kick will come here. Oh, on the halfway. Oh, that was a desperate catch there. And now Ben Hunt, he decides to run it, and the ball's gone forward.
Change over. Go to the team.
Well, this could have been very dangerous for the Titans down this left-hand side. I'm not sure why Ben Hunt didn't pass a little earlier. He goes out, Cartwright collects him around the top. Now he comes back, he's got an opportunity to pass here, but chooses to go around the corner. I'm not so sure that didn't touch a Titan on the way through. Bryce Cartwright with the arm out. Looks to go around the corner there and the ball floats forward.
Time all over again. I think he made a completely different decision there, Gus. It's good to see the way that the Titans have got themselves back on track.
Well, there's been some wonky work at a dummy half already for St George Illawarra.
Yeah, I don't think if they had time all over again, they'd be choosing the same options, but well, they probably feel pretty confident of their chances of being able to get away. But this will be interesting, actually. The Titans, they really have come back. A lot of conversation going on. You can see that they want to shift the ball wide.
So Wallace are offside from the restart.
And there it is. Dragons got the first 3 penalties. Now
the whole line went
3 all.
Come back to the goal line.
It's just how it goes, doesn't it?
Take care.
We're going to take the penalty shot here. The Titans with a chance to lock it up at 8 all.
Yep. They look good with the ball in hand, the Gold Coast Titans, causing them trouble. They just actually delayed their kick here, the tap kick there, and drew them up offside. And all the Titans players were screaming out, offside, offside, offside. So they might have played for that.
Yep, thanks, mate. Sorry.
Really does appear to be a fresh approach there, Gus. Change of coach, change of ideas, obviously. It really does seem to be a much more confident team out there this afternoon.
Well, the Gold Coast was a funny game, their first game. I mean, Canberra Raiders just blew them off the park, led them by a big way, and the Gold Coast Titans showed a lot of resolve to fight their way back and eventually win by a couple of points. And last week I thought they were pretty good against the Warriors, given that Ash Taylor didn't play. They were out there halfback. Bryce Cartwright played halfback, and their game really didn't get off the ground. But Garth Brennan will have them primed here for today. And the Dragons, after jumping out to an 8-0 lead, have fallen into the trap of thinking that's all they had to do for the day.
And we're back at level pegging here, Darren. There's been a bit of a lack of polish maybe from the Dragons in the first 15, 16 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I reckon both teams look a little bit loose. The game's there for the taking. They want to knuckle down, roll the sleeves up. I just think we talked about penalties after Friday night's game. I think we're going to see there's 6 penalties already in 16 minutes. I think the bin shouldn't be far away.
This has been some heavy-duty penalty counts in the first fortnight as Wallace tries to run back beyond his 10. He's hit hard there by Paul Vaughan. Let's see what the Dragons do defensively here. Here's young Philip Sammy. He's born in Ipswich, just up the road, 20 years of age. out to Kevin Proctor. There's some tough yards from the New Zealand international. 24 metres out from his own line. There's some good work by Arrow. Primarily a bench player for Brisbane before moving to the Titans. He's made this starting spot his own with some excellent performances to start the year. Now Taylor. There goes with a floating style bomb, and
here we go.
Dufty had to leave it behind. It was there for Cartwright.
Change over. Yeah, mate.
Dufty couldn't get a catch on it. It hung up there in the breeze, but Bryce Cartwright's hands failed him.
Ash Taylor had to rush this because DeBellin was in his face, and Dufty was never going to catch it. In fact, I think he thought, I'll let it bounce. Then he went to go for it and slipped over. Cartwright only has to catch this. He had players in support, and he made the fumble. Dufty knew he wasn't going to be able to catch it. At the last minute, pulled out.
I think he might have been looking at who am I going to pass it to there. You're right, Gus. Who wants to score the next one?
Swirling, spinning bombs. He was never, ever, ever going to catch it. And he knew it.
They scored the most tries off kicks in the premiership last year, the Gold Coast, 30 of them. And most of them are down to Ash Taylor. There's the kick from inside the 40 there by Ben Hunt. It's fielded on the bounce here by Anthony Don. Tackled by Frizzell. Played back to Gordon, now to Sammy.
They look a little flat here, the Dragons. Maybe that early try has just softened them up a little bit. And they can't quite pull it together. All the energy's with the Titans.
And Arrow gets an offload on the back of that run. Pete's backing up. Turned into Leilani Latu. He's into the game now for Garth Brennan. 32 short of the line. The Titans are coming at them. Proctor now off Cartwright's pass. Back for Conrad Harrell. Back to Bryce Cartwright. He'll look around, try and size them up. There's not an opening there for him to exploit, and Cartwright goes to ground 19 out from the line. Pete's waiting at dummy half. Taylor down the right edge. Away to Michael Gordon. Oh, Conrad Harrell couldn't catch it. I reckon he was about to bust through there, Conrad.
Well, there was a variation on the play that they scored off previously. Previously, Proctor ran wide and Gordon came close. Now Proctor will run in and Gordon gets it out the back on the second man. And if Conrad Harrell takes that, he nearly bustles his way to the in goal. Nice little variation of play down the short side. Conrad couldn't get a grab on it. It's the second time they've run the ball on tackle 5 down a short side, and he's a little bit sore there, Ash Taylor. He's holding his ribs and shoulder.
Hold it, boys. Time on.
He's that big and strong, Conrad. He would have taken a power of stopping if that pass would have stuck. Reminder as well, in 2018, Rugby League fans can stream all of Nine's NRL matches live and free on our app, 9 Now. Download the 9 Now app and watch anytime, anywhere. You don't have to miss a minute of the action. 3 tackles gone. The Dragons only at their 30. McInnes with the Bellin, who aimed his run there right at Ash Taylor. He picked up 15 metres. That's a good run from the number 13. Now McInnes on the back of that goes for a scamper. Back for DeBellin. He'll send it off to Vaughan. And now Frizzell will cut back infield. Runs into Latu, gets rid of him. Had a crack at Proctor. And the latter was able to hold him with the help of Taylor. Hunt now. Here's the answer to Taylor's kick at the other end. Gordon, solid. Gets back near his own 30-metre line. Now young Philip Sammy. Debut versus Souths in round 15 last year. Only a handful of games to his name. Real flyer when he gets in the clear. Philip Sammy in the left wing for the Titans. Now to Ryan James. Taken there nicely by Aitken around the legs. Here's LG. Here's Taylor. Here's Proctor. Final tackle of this set. A little chip here from Taylor, and it's taken by Dufty. And he goes to ground before Hurrell and Don could shove him towards the sideline. Laffite can't pick up any meterage.
They're the better team at the moment, the Titans. A lot more energy, more enterprise in their play, controlling the ball really well. Dragons have hit a flat spot.
Leeson Armour, who has been dynamic off the bench in the first 2 outings of the season. Now Nightingale in from the wing, dodging past defenders, giving it away to Sims, who nearly gets up to the halfway. This is the last. Woodett sends it down the middle of the field. It tumbles end over end. Sammy on the bounce. It's a stagnated sort of chase there from the Dragons, but Sims does well, along with McInnes and Armour to bring him to ground. But again on the 30-metre line, so not bad field position for the Titans to resume their attack. Here's Peets with a run. Easy metres, up to the halfway. And now for Arrow. Good 23-minute opening stint for Jai Arrows. Picked up 50 running metres and 20 tackles already. James taken down there well on the last. 2 passes to Taylor. He goes to Conrad Hurrell. Conrad tries to roll it in behind them. Bounces up for McDonald, who fancies his chances on the counter-attack. He can offload to Widdop. He'll go away to the dynamic Ewan Aitken. He's tackled on the 30-metre line. Penalty St George Illawarra.
Well, that's certainly well-deserved or well-earned by the Dragons. They've been doing it pretty tough to get out of their own end of the football field. A turnover from the Titans giving them a chance to be able to do it, but the Gold Coast have been way on top right through this match. Interesting to see how the Dragons go with this. The set plays really are coming off quite well for the Titans. The Dragons, well, just gone on the back foot a little.
Here's the Bellin. Showed it to Armour. There's Cameron McInnes with the head bandaged up. Armour gets it this time and powers his way to within about 14 metres of the Titans line. Let's see if the Titans defence can stack up to this goal line attack. Here goes Hunt, gives it away. Dufty again with his pace, runs out of room. But he evades Dale Copley's tackle. And he stays alive to get within 4 of the line. Another penalty coming. They're inside the 10.
Just there, was that?
Well, the one thing about Matt Dufty is he's going to use his speed. He's not going to think pass. Pass won't be his first option. And at the moment, the Gold Coast are reading the pass rather than the run. The Dragons are going to kick for goal. Gareth Widdop will line up for another shot. He's very, very quick, this young man. His passing game will develop over time, but his first thought is run. So he's got the ball in one hand. He's not running the ball two-handed, which means you don't have to worry too much about the pass until he's exhausted his run options. That's different there, where he puts it in 2 hands coming back the other way. But his first thought is catch it and put it in one hand. See that? So he's thinking run. He's quick. He backs out of tackles. Very hard to get your hands on.
Widdop with an easy shot. Another 2 points to the Dragons. The scoreboard stands at 10-8 in favour of St George Illawarra. Well, there's Dragons fans everywhere you go, isn't there? Such an iconic club.
The big red V.
Go Dragons!
I was a Dragon supporter as a kid. Used to love the big red V.
Stay behind.
Well, they're looking to win their 3rd consecutive game to start the season, but only the 3rd time in the merged franchise. Oh, hang on. Out on the full.
Bucks, you blow it. Yep.
Well, it seems to be happening a little bit early in the season. Kick the ball out in the full.
Well,
Coaches
some
never
penalties,
accept it.
Some penalties you can't help. That's one you can help. There's a lot of land there to hit, and they miss it. Look at that. 67 metres wide, 60 metres long. You could build 2 blocks of flats on that, and they miss it.
He never amuses coaches.
See, they're big blocks of flats. There's only 2 of them. So the Titans have placed themselves under more pressure here. Going back their defence. Here's Ben Hunt. Away to Aiken, who steams onto it. Finds his way to the 10-metre line. James there in defence with Kane Elgee. And Copley the last man off. High pass there taken by Hunt. Ball turned to Jack de Belin. He's 12 short of the line. McInnes. Now for Graham. He'll play up the back. It's with Hunt. It's sent away to Widdop. There's room here. Laffey's got it. Laffey gets it down. Laffey scores. It'll be the second try for the Dragons. Oh, we need to confirm it though.
Tackle 4. Got a try. Just confirm there's no possible obstruction down there, mate, to this grounding here.
Well, it's pretty much the same plays they've been running to the right-hand side of the field. They bring back to the left. They like these second-man plays. Graham out the back to Hunt. Out the back to Widdop. Widdop short ball to Laffey. There's no problem with any of these. They're all
St George
running.
lead runners have run through the line. Defensive decision by the Titans to go in on those lead runners. We're playing onto the grounding. Tim Laffey grounds the ball and in goal. We have a decision.
Nice try, nice simple plays, but they all ran fast. That's what does it. If everyone runs fast, you attract defenders and you hit holes.
Let's go to Darren.
Yeah, that sweep around the back play, it's only as good as its decoy. You see here the previous play where Dufty went out, but Tyson Frizzell runs a good line. He gets the half interested, which gives space, and it's exactly the same on the side. This time Tarek Sims comes through, holds up Ash Taylor, which creates the space and the doubt. Well, the outside backs get the rewards. It's the decoy runners that create the space.
He did a pretty good last-ditch effort, didn't he? Anthony Don almost denied the try. And unfortunately, for the Titans, a little bit too much power. Well-executed play.
They're only little goalposts here. I wonder if this ball goes up really high near the upright, how they're going to adjudicate here. They're very short goalposts. No worries with that. It's right down the middle.
And it's a good little Dragons cruising on here with 10 minutes to go in the first half. And just a reminder, no fans committed on the field at half time. And we thank you for your assistance today.
Okay.
Tim Laffey gets his first try of the season. And the Dragons re-establish an 8-point gap. That one doesn't go out on the full. No risk about that restart. As Leeson Armour returns it. Well, the 2 Dragons tries have both been, to a degree, self-inflicted by the Titans, haven't they? The drop off the kick-off from Elgee, which handed the ball back, and then kicking out on the full gave the Dragons possession on the halfway. Here's Frizzell. Strong charge. Mitch Raines out there wearing 14. He was teaming up with Proctor in defence. As Widdop gets it now, and Conrad Howell secures him by sprinting off the line. Laffey away to Sims. It's the last tackle. And now Hunt floats it over the top. There's a 2-on-1 from nowhere. And Dufty will scoot down the flank and score. That was a right old mess. No one knew what was happening on the last, but it's going to result in 4 points.
We have tackle 6.
The ball goes to the wrong
We've got
player.
no try. Check for Matt Dufty out of play, please. Out of play.
Now, he's saying Matt Dufty was out of play before the ball was played. There's Matt Dufty on the other side of the play the ball. He's got to retreat behind the play the ball there. Let's have a look. I reckon he does. He comes back behind where the ball was played. So he's okay.
Yep.
He was okay. And if that's their only concern, this will be a try. The ball went to the wrong man.
There's two St George Illawarra players in front of the play the ball. Matt Duffy is the closest player to the touch line. To be back in play, needs to retreat back beyond the play the ball. He does that now, so he's back in play.
No problem. No problem.
And Matt Duffy grounds the ball. We have a decision.
They never intended to run the ball on the last play. It just went to the wrong man. He thought, well, I won't kick it.
Tell Ryan
He looked for an offload to a kicker. Ben Hunt found the space.
And Duffy's got a double. Down to Darren.
Yeah, well done by the Dragons, but there needs to be more desperation by the Titans. Last tackle, remember before, Ben Hunt went through on last tackle after they rushed him. And then there's just too much. There's too many Dragons jerseys around the ball there and not enough Tyson jerseys. There's just no desperation when the game's in the balance. You know, this is where you need to be just in their faces, and it's just all too easy, that. And it's now put a bit of a dent in the scoreboard for the Titans.
You know, I think Leilani Latu there as well. He was one of the players that was expecting a kick to come into play. It was the fifth tackle. It appeared as though he just simply backed off, thought, we'll wait for the kick to come. It'll be easy street.
Well, he had a shot on Tarek Sims. Tarek Sims got the ball and didn't know what to do with it because it was the last play. And Latu had the opportunity to go up and close it down right there and come up with a pretty flimsy effort over the top. That gave Tarek Sims some thinking time. And he thought, well, last tackle, I better give it to someone who looks like they can kick. So he gave it to Ben Hunt, and they ran away with it.
He's striking them very nicely so far this season, Widdop. Perfect this afternoon. From close enough to the sideline, he converts 22-8.
Dragons 22, Belcoast Titans 8. Come on, Titans fans, get behind them.
Stand side. Wait, Ash. No. Hold it. Ash. Time on.
Enjoyable afternoon so far for the Dragons fans here in Toowoomba. Sunday football, live and free, here on Nine's Wide World of Sports. As Armau carries it back for the Dragons.
Well, 6 minutes ago, it was 8-all. Penalty goal and 2 converted tries, and all of a sudden we're at 22-8. The Dragons are galloping along.
It's been a big weekend of rugby league action and news on and off the field. We'll have a look at all the big stories in 100% footy tomorrow night. Gus will be there along with Paul Gallant, Ruan Sims, Neil Breen and James Bracey to dissect all the big issues. Plus Billy Slater will join the show as well. It's at 9:30 tomorrow. Make sure you join Gus and the gang as there's another opportunity here. Duffy's away again, links up with Laffey, and the Dragons are piling on the points.
Yeah, lovely play again. He gets a little bit lucky here, Matt Duffy. He should have passed the first time. But like I say, he hasn't always got it available for the pass. Throws a little dummy and gets into the backfield. Lovely play to the left. Again, second man plays, DeBellin out the back. They play out the back again to Duffy. Duffy needed to pass here. He doesn't pass, but he's able to wrong foot the defender, get into the backfield, and he gets Laffey away. A Suzu D-Max replay. It's all the big red V at the moment.
Yeah, and Conrad Hurrell, he basically locked himself in. He couldn't move from anywhere. He had a 2-on-1 situation. It might have been better to slide out, take the outside runner, but he chose the inside. That provided a very, very wide range to work in, and they did it quite easily, the Dragons.
Well, at 8-all, the Gold Coast Titans were really going well. They were tumbling along there, and in fact, if anything, the Dragons looked a bit flat. 7 or 8 minutes have gone by, penalty goal, and then bang, 3 tries. Quite incredible.
Darren, let's get into you.
Yeah, smart play by the Dragons. You see here, well, you can't really see there, but Anthony Don was well back. He was back there for the kick. And the halves for the Dragons thought, well, we'll run it here. We got numbers. They had more than numbers. They had a 3-man overlap. Well done, the Titans, but again, well done, the Dragons, but again, the Titans could be a bit more desperate in defence.
To set up a 20-point margin, Widdop. It's going to blow across the face.
No, he hit that one badly. Didn't like that.
Wait, Ash. I know.
So Tim Laffey gets his second. Matt Duffy's got 2 as well. Neither of those 2 gentlemen had scored a try so far in 2018. They've opened their account with an exclamation mark in the first half here, and Armour running it back with a 26-8 lead for St George Illawarra over the Gold Coast.
Oh, they're offside here. Kane LG left side. They're all off.
Kane again.
Gee, the first message you give to your team when you're kicking off in a situation, dramatic situation like that, is let's not give away a penalty. We've been struggling. They've busted us the last 2 kickoffs. Fellas, please, take it easy. That wasn't the case. This is going to offer the Dragons another golden opportunity to extend the lead.
Well, the move they're in, I wouldn't discount them going over once more. Look at that for a start for Azell with a venomous run. Now on the back of that, Hame Sele into the game. Promising young forward. He'll play it 15 inside the Titans half, away from Hunt. Now to Widdop. Look at the intensity of the Dragons. They're coming in waves, but the ball was lost forward by Tarek Sims. And that is a collective sigh of relief from the Titans.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to defend again because they're ruling this has come off a Titans player.
Oh, right.
I thought it was an awkward-looking pass. They'd opened him up. He just had to get this in front of Aston Sims. And you see Ash Taylor there gets a hand to the ball. That's why it was put down. Otherwise, the Dragons were in again. They're not reading those plays at all. Ash Taylor gets his fingers to the ball. Otherwise, Aston Sims was away. Tarek Sims, sorry. What did I call him, Ashton? There's a few of them.
Okay, boys,
You got Rwanda tomorrow night.
Heads down, boys. Heads down.
Well, Dragons will just go in again here because the Gold Coast have got no idea how to stop these plays.
Here's Dufty now. Dufty in and away for Ewan Aitken. Less than 5 out from the break. See, another try, and it's looking awfully grim from a Titans perspective. The Dragons have been electric. Here's de Bellin holding them off. Morgan Boyle in 16 is out there now. One of these emerging Gold Coast forwards. Here's Sele. Mitch Rain was up quickly off the defensive line. Sele's only 9 out. 3 tackles down. The kick from McInnes. It's in behind them. Hurrell cleans up. There's a goal line drop out. Oh, Connie's come and flung the ball straight at Tarek Sims.
He didn't like being shoved into the fence.
Well, I think that's a fight that'll never end. Conrad Hurrell and Tarek Sims. I mean, I don't think either of them would give up. That's a fight that could go for days. I don't think there'd be much giving those two.
Go ahead, please. Anything in that?
Let's have a look here. He gets a little bit of a push, and you're into the sight screen, and he runs back, and he's into him, and away we go. Now, if there was no one else around, those two, you could come back in 2 days' time, and they'd still be going. They might even have to have time off for lunch, so I'll meet you back here later. Players have got to be careful, though. Those surrounds, particularly in these suburban grounds.
No, I'm not. Okay.
You've got advertising boarding there very, very close to the dead ball line. We'll look after each other a little bit. All's fair in love and war as long as it's not stupidity.
Yeah.
the result is
We'll go one ref now, Bucks.
a line drop out.
That's a filthy look. That is a dirty stare.
I think he may have challenged him. Run at me.
Yeah.
Do your best.
Here we go.
This might last forever.
The kick's gone 50, and Selle on the run back. If Tarek Sims gets the ball, Conrad's going to be right up in his face. It comes in that direction now, but Jack DeBellin doesn't want to give the ball to Tarek just yet. They're on the 30-metre line. McInnes goes to the right, links up with Whittam. And now the short ball from Hunt is knocked on by Tyson Frizzell.
Well, there's a pressure escape. I was just about to say, if the Dragons are smart here, they'll probably run in Conrad Hurrell's direction and use Sims as a dummy player. So a second-man pass, because I'm sure we would have seen Hurrell come in a million mile an hour.
Well, Dufty was in space again there if they threw that ball out the back. They didn't have to hit Tyson Frizzell.
What's that?
Hi, mate.
So, just to give you a running count on the penalties, St George led the penalties 3-0, then it was 3-all. Then Dragons got the next 4, they lead 7-3, and now we've got 7-4.
Oh, there's James hit by a lazy arm from Armau.
Wasn't a lot in that. So the Titans, if they can hit back before half-time, this will be a real bonus.
Well, this is an HIA coming for Ryan James. In the meantime, the Easter weekend of footy isn't far away. Thursday night football, we're up in Townsville. The Cowboys up against the Panthers. 1300 Smiles Stadium. Good Friday. We've got 2 games coming to you. Rabbitohs Bulldogs at ANZ. And then VB Friday night football sees the Sharks up against the Storm down in the Shire. And Sunday football, Dragons Knights.
With the foot, Dale.
In Wollongong for that one. So 4 big games coming your way, live and free on Nine's Wide World of Sports next week. There's Wallace. He's met by Whittam. And help there from Sims as well. Can Taylor orchestrate some points on the break? Goes to LG. Oh, that's excellent defence from Aiken. Right around the legs on Michael Gordon. LG at a dummy half. Goes to Dale Copley now. He steps into the defence. Still on the 30-metre line. The pass from Rain. Fine for LG. And now it's with Latu, who has an offload, but he's crowded up there in some good defence. Down the short side, Taylor comes forward. Pass.
Forward pass.
Boy, Ash Taylor's been left on the floor here. I think we might see a pick.
Oh, penalty.
There it is.
High contact. High tackle. It's high. It's not late, it's high. Time off.
Well, a decision to be made, and I think it'll be a fairly simple one to take the 2 points from here. Running with the ball, Taylor, getting close to the line, make sure that he brought the... Oh. Looked like the shoulder almost made contact with the chin.
It wasn't a swinging arm. It's just a big man on a little man here, and tries to take him ball and all in case he dummies, and it's near on a head clash. A little bit of a head clash, I think. Good solid contact.
HIA for Taylor too. Well, James and Taylor both off the field now. Well, this is a real issue. If they can't make it back out there, down 26 points to 8.
Well, Geordie Teach has gone on. Mitch Rain's out there, which I'd say Cartwright will play halfback. Geordie Teach lock. Mitch Rain dummy half.
Here's LG. Here's Conrad. He took a pressure take there. There were Dragons crowding him. He's a couple out from the line. He lost the ball. Penalty. There's some interference there. 20 seconds before half-time. 15 seconds when they tap it, maybe. Tapped by Rain. Off to Latu. Now to Jared Wallace. They've probably got one more play in the half. Rain spears it away for LG. Now for Dale Copley. Copley kicks, can't find any open territory. Sims dives on it, and the Dragons will carry a 26-8 lead into half-time here in Toowoomba. Big half of football for Matt Duffy, fullback for the Dragons. Ran for 120 metres, scored 2 tries, a double as well to Tim Lackeye. It's 4 tries to 1 at the moment. And the Titans, they have some answers to find, and they need to find them soon. First premiership match played here in Toowoomba, and the weather and the field, facilities, the locals, they couldn't be any better. It's been a wonderful event. An area renowned for its love of rugby league. The finish away to Hame Sele. Runs up to within 4 metres of the halfway line. Tackled by Cartwright. And a kicker under pressure from Ben Hunt. The good news is that Ryan James has returned to the field after an HIA examination in the first half, and he's left Ben Hunt a bit ginger there. It's coming after the fullback following that kick.
He got him around the legs too when he kicked the ball.
Rain away for Jared Wallace. He runs towards Hunt. And that's a good run. Wallace gets them up to the 30-metre line. Rain away to Bryce Cartwright, plays short to Leilani Latu, 2 former Panthers in combination there. 24 short of the Dragons line. Left foot kick here from LG up in the air. James is chasing. It's tapped back here. The pass can't find its mark. Philip Sammy was standing there on the wing.
Thanks, was
an opportunity beckoned, but it doesn't go to hand.
Changeover.
This is the tackle on Hunt earlier.
Yeah. Getting him up and tackling his legs like that.
No way, I can't do nothing here.
You can't tackle them around the legs like that when they're in the air.
How we going, Craig?
That's dangerous. This is all Titans. Gordon gets through and gets a hand on it. And then the pass goes astray and over the sideline.
There's Latu with Wallace. With a big shot on Aitken. Now McDonald. 15 short of halfway. Now Armour nearly breaks through into the backfield there. Rain with a tackle around the legs. Off for McDonald, who goes again up to the 30-metre line. Here's the last tackle.
Oh, good.
Down the left-hand side for a Widdett kick. It's up in the air, lands a couple of metres in the field of play, and Gordon's underneath it. Tries to explode away from the catch before his ankle tap. Now Anthony Don linking up with Sammy. Nightingale there, along with Ewan Aitken and Ben Hunt. LG the dummy half, James away from Copley. Just trying to get one-on-one there with Ben Hunt. He hasn't been moving all that freely since the Ryan James tackle, although he looks markedly better now than he did. Now Hurrell. Where's Tarek Sims? He's out on the other edge, unfortunately. From the viewing perspective anyway. Here's a high kick from Ash Taylor. Down for Dufty. Oh, Dufty shells it. LG's picked it up. DeBellin tackles him as he was about to stroll over. But was he tackled without the ball? And he's gone to the sin bin.
Well, mark that down. That might well be a turning point. Big high kick. Dufty puts it down. Elgie comes up with it. DeBellin makes the tackle from behind. And I imagine it's because he held on a little too long. All right, we'll stick with the play.
Yes, we'll have a look at the replay as soon as we can. In the meantime, Leilani Latu is within reach of the line. The Titans up against the 12-man Dragons. They've got to score here, you think. To get back in the game, it's almost imperative. Wallace nearly at the strike. Away to Ash Taylor. Comes back in for Bryce Cartwright. Offloads for Rain. Back for Taylor. He'll take them on. The ball's come free. Offside.
Ben Hunt.
Ash.
Another opportunity presenting itself.
Ash. Ash.
Be surprised to see them go to the right-hand side. Sun in the eyes of the Dragons defenders at the moment.
Wallace. Selle there in defence along with McInnes. A couple out from the line. Here's Rain. Here's Taylor. Here's Elgie. Playing short. Excellent defence there from Aitken that time. And come back to Ryan James. Away to Bryce Cartwright. He links up with Proctor, who runs onto it. Proctor, oh, he thought about a one-handed offload. The ball threatened to creep out of his grasp there, but he held onto it. Rain out for Taylor, kicks to the in-goal. Copley chasing, it's too deep.
I'm coming, Bucks.
Gee, I thought that was a pretty poor choice. Conrad Hurrell still screaming. They had 3-on-2 out to the right-hand side. He chose not to do it, unfortunately.
Now here comes another look at the sin binning. Well, he wasn't tackled without the ball. Ah, it's that one there.
Well, I think the Bellon thought he was getting up to run away because he only just had a hold of him. I reckon that's harsh. They do not reward low tackles in this game. You get nothing for a low tackle.
Thanks, Kevin. Kevin, mix together.
The big hulking frame of Menno McDonald breaks into the Titans' half. Cartwright, the defender. Now Armour. Struggles upfield, picks up another 10 metres. McInnes goes to Widdop. It's a left foot kick through, goes behind Anthony Don. It's been...
They've got it back.
It looked like a knock on by Laffey, but the referees were there. The touch judge was right over the top of it. And the Dragons are closing in on the Titans line again. Long pass to Widdop. Now to Ben Hunt. And an explosive run by Dufty, who comes within a metre of getting his third try. The Titans are offside this time.
Leilani Latu was the one that was penalised, but gee, there was a great tackle that came in from Dale Copley. It appeared to be a certain try coming up for the Dragons.
You going to have a shot?
They're going to take another shot at penalty goal. We'll take a break. So Gareth Widdop lines up this shot at penalty goal. Here's the 6 again call. It definitely touched the Titans. It's on the ground there, and Laffey's scooped it up. Dufty just denied a third. No 4-pointer, but a 2-pointer from Gareth Widdop. And the Dragons break out to a 28-8 advantage.
Yeah, that gets them beyond 3 converted tries, and it also took a little bit of time off the clock while they've got a man in the sin bin.
You do 2 things. You shorten the 10, and you make it almost impossible to get a penalty to it. So if you stand up on the mark and play there, much better. Sweet. Okay. You've done it 2 or 3 times so far, so stay behind.
Well, they roared back from a seemingly hopeless position against Canberra in round 1, the Titans. I mean, not again. Not again. It's gone out in the full again.
Come on, Bucks.
Very well done, Jason Nightingale. He was waiting for this down there. He straddled the line, gets his foot back, and he's only got to touch it, doesn't even have to catch it. That's the second time the Gold Coast have kicked out on the full from a kick-off restart. And with the Dragons down to 12 men, they've dominated all the possession during this period.
Here's Aitken. With de Belin in the bin. The Dragons 10 metres out. Brazil now. Such a powerful man. He ran straight that time at Michael Gordon. He's hung out the back. Darragh Widdop. Oh, lovely play, Widdop. It's been touched there by Hurrell. The in and away there from Widdop as he caught the ball was brilliant to watch.
Just Dragons players. They were protesting, saying that there was a trip.
Right.
Ash, put on court. Ash, Ryan.
Yeah, put his foot out for a tripping action.
Time off. All right. Yeah, mate. It's on report for a trip. Ash Taylor. Yeah, he did, mate.
They had them shot again there. Even with 12 men, they were going to outnumber the Titans' right-hand defence.
Sorry.
Look, they've got big numbers out here, and Ash Taylor gets his foot to him. That just threw him off a little bit. Now, that used to be a send-off. Nowadays, they get a wrap over the knuckles.
Well, he might be lucky he missed him, Gus. Widdop did well to evade it. Now, Tarek Sims is a couple short of the line. They had Jason Nightingale in the sin bin last week too, the Dragons, in that match against the Sharks, and they won that 10-minute period as Aitken runs at them. In fact, Dufty was the man, Aitken was the decoy, and now he goes arm out. He wrestles with three of the Titans, Rain in there amongst them, along with Proctor, 11 short of the line. Passes to Hunt now, away to Widdop. Widdop goes to work, throws a long pass to McDonald, who I think has got this down in a very narrow corridor in the corner.
Yeah, nice play again from the Dragons.
Start with a try.
Start with a try.
Corner post.
The video referee to check corner post
and the
sideline.
here, mate.
Corner post doesn't make any difference, obviously. He does really well here. Saw his effort at Shark Park. Wow. He's got this down. The right knee. No, he's got it down.
Yep.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Nene McDonald maintains possession and remains in the field of play and grounds the ball in the end goal. We have a decision.
That's also embarrassing for the Gold Coast Titans. Dragons are down to 12 men. Titans have got 13. The Dragons have dominated possession and now come down and scored a try where they outnumber them. Beautiful play, long pass out of dummy half. Second man play, then out to the winger.
Darren Lockyer.
Yeah, Gareth Widdop, he created the overlap the previous play with his run. This time he creates it with his pass. Look at this. That's a beautiful pass with players in motion, but I'm with Gus. They're down to 12 men, the Dragons, yet they're finding an overlap against the Titans' defence. Not good enough. McDonald does extremely well, but still, there's a bit of work to be done there in the Titans' defensive line.
Yeah, and it was poor options from the Titans' defence as well too, Lockie. It was 7 on 5. 7 attackers, just 5 defenders. You're not going to do that too often, particularly when you're struggling with the defence as it is. Great work to get it down, though. That really is a quality try. But poor defence coming up from the Titans. They're really going to need to talk about it and how they're going to be able to fix it if they possibly can this afternoon.
From the sideline, it's Wade away. 32-8, the Dragons with a dominant advantage.
Beautiful long pass here out of dummy half. Hunt straightens it up and lets it out. And then the dummy cross with a lead runner. They just chew up the defenders until they find space in the corner. And Nene McDonald, that's a couple of brilliant put downs in the space of a week. He's put down against the Sharks last week from the crossfield kick was enormous.
Here's a short kick off, but it wasn't short enough. Straight to Tyson Brazil. David Middleton's dug up a bit of gold for us here, gentlemen. There's been 8 teams that have had a player sent to the sin bin so far. And we're not even 3 completed rounds into the year. 6 of them have gone on to win the match. I don't know what you make of that. A lot of sin bins, I know that much.
Yeah, well, today I'll make 7.
There's Kurt Mann into the game. Linking up with Gareth Widdop. Mann takes a hit up now. One of 2 Queensland-born players in this Dragons side. He was born in Winton, Kurt Mann. Of course, Ben Hunt from Rockhampton. Here's a high kick down for Michael Gordon, who's a sitting duck for Tarek Sims. Now Anthony Don with nowhere to go. Hunt rushing up along with Harme Sele. Jack DeBellin readying himself to come back on after a 10-minute breather, an enforced breather. Nice cut right to James. Cartwright with an offload. Finds Arrow, who's back out there for Garth Brennan. 5 plays gone for the Gold Coast. They're up. Within reach of the halfway line. Taylor with a kick low and straight down the centre of the ground. Or it bounces up nicely for Dufty to run back.
And I think if he was given the option again, he would have kicked that in a completely different spot, straight down the throat of the fullback. Open spaces out wide.
Luciano Leilua, the 14. And McDonald over the halfway on tackle number 4. This is Mann. That's a hard down to Widdop. Gareth Widdop's gone through. Back on the inside, Mann. Backing up, he goes to ground 9 metres short of the line. Wants to play it as quickly as he can. He's Aitken running from dummy half. We know he's very strong for a man built close to the ground. That was the last tackle, and he goes to ground with it.
It's a changeover.
Well, did he stumble there, Matt Dufty? Some nice play again, and Widdop finds his way through the line here. Just big gaps there. Dufty's back on the inside. I thought he'd have the pace. He sort of runs and falls. Oh, it's Kurt Mann, sorry, it's not Dufty. No wonder he looked a bit slower.
Had me scared there. I thought I'd got it wrong.
Yeah. Well, there's not much difference between Dufty, Mann and Ian Aiken.
Tell me about it.
They all look the same. Good aggressive defence.
I know you're a fan of the Dragons, Gus. What do you rate them this year?
Well, they're number 1 at the moment.
Look at a polished unit with Hunt in there teaming up with Widdop. That's what they've played together all their lives. Here's a high kick from Kane Elgey's left boot. Down to Dufty. Oh, look out. Jeez, quick. Just skips away and takes off. Gets knocked over as he gets to the 20-metre line. He and Dale Copley have come together in an awkward position. They're both reeled away. And here's Jack DeBellin following his sin bidding. DeBellin off for Hunt this time. They're cutting holes in them everywhere. Hunt with a kick over the top. His half partner's chasing it. Widdop! Oh, yes! They're turning it on in
Okay. And then clear the ground.
That is so classy from Gareth Widdop. I
Jared,
hope this is
tackle
awarded
five.
a try.
Try.
They'll start with a
Check there's no
try.
obstruction back there. Through to this grounding.
They're checking on obstruction. Ben Hunt, great dummy to come through the line, puts the kick through, and I hope we get to the replay to watch Widdop. He's just gone
Ball's
straight
put
through.
on the outside shoulder of the lead runner. Defensive decision made by the Gold Coast defender.
Watch
Kick chase
this.
is onside on the right-hand side.
He's got to outpace him. The ball doesn't sit up for him, so he puts it on his knee again. Feathers it towards the in goal, regathers it, puts
Gareth
it down.
Widdop grounds the ball in the in goal. We have a decision.
That is classy, classy play from Gareth Widdop. Very classy. Great work, Ben Hunt. The two halves working together. The Dragons are in again.
Darren Lockyer, wonderful stuff from the 7 and the 6 of the Dragons. They're cutting them to ribbons, aren't they?
Yeah, instinctive football. You see there was LG was in between the pass, so you could see Widdop was pointing for the kick. And Ben Hunt just sort of put it in an area where he thought Widdop would get to it first. He did, but he had to do a fair bit of work. You see there, just he's got a bit of speed off the mark, Ben Hunt, and he's strong as well. He just saw that space there, away he went. And that's where he saw Gareth Widdop pointing for the corner. Kicks it off the outside of his boot. Just knows he gets it in that area. He's a chance. You see here, this isn't easy. You're full pace to have that little touch there and then compose yourself again to get the ball in the corner. Well done.
It would be hard to imagine that he didn't play a bit of soccer as a kid, being an Englishman, wouldn't you? He's a very good goal kicker.
He was nailing it.
He's right on touch here with it. He's hit it cleanly.
Yep.
But it's out to the left.
Oh, really?
Successful score remains 36 Dragons, 8 Titans. The Company Group, construction, real estate, finance, accounting and bitumen services. Diversity, integrity, longevity.
Just wait for that time again, Ash. Stay behind you. Just wait. Wait for that clock.
It's coming along.
Stay behind.
So this has been awfully impressive from St George Illawarra to open up a 36-8 lead and still got 20 and a bit minutes left.
Hold! Hold! Go, he's short this.
Here in Toowoomba for Sunday footy. Well, look at Luciano Leilua. Got some grunt off the bench too, the Dragons. It's not just this starting pack which is imposing. You throw Leilua and Armau into the mix and gee, they've got some real muscle. Kurt Mann first receiver, Gareth Widdop second. Speared away out to Laffey, one-handed to Widdop. Back now to Tarek Sims, there he is up against Conrad. Inside ball from Mann to Armau this time. Stopped by Proctor. And the kick will come here. A high one from Ben Hunt across the field, aimed towards Anthony Don, who steadies and catches with comfort. Gives it away to Gordon, who had a duck under a high one. Just a Bellin rushing up. Now Mitch Rain. He's confronted by Armau and Leilua. Philip Sammy in from the left wing.
Where you want,
tackle.
Bucks? No,
Penalty
here,
Titans.
mate.
Mark's here, Phil.
Well, they haven't had much possession, have they, the Titans, in their second half? Doesn't seem so anyway. Just a lazy little effort here from Ben Hunt. No malice in it.
Back to me.
It'll be whether or not the Titans have got any energy at all to mount some attacking football.
Oh, there's plenty in the Dragons tank.
Don't go early.
De Bellin with a stinging shot there on Arrow. Drives him into the turf. Nathan Peets with a scoot. Can only pick up 6 metres. Rain for Taylor. For Bryce Cartwright.
Release Tarek! Tarek square!
Here's Taylor now. Across to LG. That's a nice little ball to a charging Ryan James. He was taken there before he could get through a gap. Ray now off to LG. Props. Tries to cut back. Desperately trying to rid himself of Ben Hunt's grasp, but can't. Down the left they come now to Peach, who tried to catch a kick in one motion, only served to knock it on.
Another poor finish to a set of 6 from the Titans, getting themselves into a try-scoring position, but just not able to affect their players, which have been pretty ordinary for the last half an hour, 40 minutes.
I had no idea that the highway from Brisbane to Toowoomba was the Darren Lockyer Way. He's got a highway named after him. The Darren Lockyer Way. What's named after you, Wally?
I know there's a few places in Sydney that are named after me, Gus, and they're not that nice.
Darren Lockyer Way.
16.
Very impressive.
All good outside.
I was trying to convince my car mates on the way here that the Lockyer Valley was named after him as well, but I don't think that one quite washed.
Not that old.
Some people have a street named after him. He's got a motorway named after him. It goes for miles and miles and miles.
Oh, what about that for a tackle?
Tarek
It's
sends.
Tarek on Conrad.
Well, Tarek ran at Conrad a little bit earlier, and Conrad tried to do something.
Okay, shot clock on.
And I'm pretty sure this was Conrad Hurrell. Conrad Hurrell now runs at Tarek. Here he comes. Get that into you. And Conrad loses the ball. So I think we'll declare that game, set and match between these two. There's no coming back from that. He who has the last laugh laughs longest.
I reckon Connie's going to run at him again, Gus. Oh, he's not going to give up. He's a glutton for punishment, this bloke.
Shot clock off.
Here's another chance. Floating ball for Nightingale. It doesn't go to hand and over the sideline.
Working me an ace.
Yeah, but again, it's an awkward pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending this afternoon's NRL round 3 feature here at the Quiet Loop.
Given time again, Gus, I think he might have opted for another option. Simply going through the hands rather than a cut-out pass.
It's the new show that everyone's talking about, Billions. It's back for a brand new season on Sunday, only on Stan. If you want to go into the world of money and revenge, you need to watch Billions. Premiering tonight, only on Stan.
I love Stan. Do you have Stan?
Yes, I do. Yeah, it's great.
Sensational.
When money and revenge on the script, I thought we were talking about some kind of a board meeting or something. Good show, very good show. A number of them on Stan. Don't forget about the 9 Now app as well. You can watch all of the Channel 9 games this year. You can stream every match live. Don't have to miss a second of the action. Here goes Nathan Peets. Wonky pass from Rain. It's picked up on the bounce. Inside ball now. Gordon. It's the last tackle, and the Dragons have defused it.
He's been really strong in defence again today, Jack DeBellin. Gee, hits hard. Picks them up, slams them down. Hasn't topped the tackle count by any stretch, but I reckon that's because people won't run at him.
Here's a mistake. Oh, no, there was a helping hand.
Easy, boys.
That's our 20th penalty of the game. Still 15 minutes to go.
Thanks, mate.
Both teams starting to look a little tired. Warmish the weather up here in Toowoomba today.
Oh, that's a damning statistic. The Dragons, the best meterage team in the competition, and they're continuing that here. They've got a real margin over the Gold Coast. It's been a dominant effort in the middle as Graham Takes a run up to the halfway.
Well, they've had 38 opportunities with the ball. The Gold Coast have only had 28, so it's 10 extra sets of 6. Their ball control's been pretty good, the Dragons, 29 of 38. Titans haven't been too bad, 24 of 28 either. Haven't had enough ball.
Here's Ben Hunt. Looking up with man. He's put to ground. There's a penalty here for a late one. The two number 8s coming together. Graham and Jai Arrow. Paul Vaughan's in there.
We can take that over.
James doesn't like opposition forwards handling his halves like that.
James. Already got the penalty.
James doesn't want the penalty. He wants revenge. Gareth Widdop throws it out the back. He's hit from behind. And James Graham was in the area. He was right. He saw all this. He went back to have a talk to Jai Arrow. And just let him know that that's not on. Here come the Dragons again.
They've only got tries on their mind, haven't they? Denying the 2 points.
He's with him. Away to Hunt. They lure inside ball. Duffy was surging. And James was there to cover him, but the ball was just a fraction low for a charging number 1.
Well, they're leading 36 to 8. They're just practicing their plays now. It's the second set in a row they've dropped it on tackle 2, trying something a bit different.
Ordinary ball from Taylor. It's been knocked back, says the referee. Conrad Harrell picks it up. Everyone came to a standstill. Harrell's lost it again.
And guess who got him? Guess who got him? Tarek Sims goes across, pumps his chest to the crowd. Said, how'd you like that? Conrad Harrell's off down the right-hand side. And the number 12 for the Dragons says, you're mine, baby. Here he comes. Bang! Gives it to him, drops the ball again. Gets up and walks across to the crowd saying, how'd you like that, eh? How'd you like that? You too? You want some? Anyone you like?
He may have also said, remember me.
Yeah, look at this. Got him again. Got him again. Now give the chest a pump and walk over to the crowd. Leaves his man behind.
Here's Neno McDonald. Get the sense there could be some more points coming in the not too distant future for St George Illawarra.
Well, there's points there if they want them. They haven't completed their last couple of sets of 6, being a bit flamboyant, but
oh, how strong is this bloke?
He is very strong.
Look at Luchi Leilua.
Looking fit too.
To Bellin, out for Widdop. Sent away to Dupty. Inside to Laffey. Taylor was there to stop him. And that's the 10-metre line. Proctor has copped a knock in that tackle. He's limping away. As Widdop goes to the line, kicks him behind. Ben Hunt's there. They're all there. There's a line of them. Paul Vaughan's going to score.
You all right, Bucks?
Well, there's your halves combination. Earlier, Ben Hunt made the break and kick for Widdop to score. Now, Widdop recognises there's no fullback behind the line. Fullback's up in the line a lot these days. And he just puts a little kick in behind the line. Isuzu D-Max replay, no one at home. Paul Vaughan goes to bed at night, puts his head on the pillow and dreams of scoring tries. Isuzu D-Max replay, lovely little kick. Here comes the front rower.
The value of vision, Gus. Very well picked out. I'm sure there wouldn't have been a Titans player that realised they had no one in behind. It's just a matter of who was going to get to the ball first. Competition for spots.
Look how hungry they are. Wally Vaughan was there if it didn't hit the post. Ben Hunt was there. They were stacked up.
Well, I saw Ben Hunt racing through. I thought he'd scored it, but then Paul Vaughan got to it first. So it'll be 42, and we've still got 8 minutes left.
So St George Illawarra's biggest victory over the Gold Coast was 34-6, pardon me, at Win Jubilee back in 2014. So this is a dominant performance, and the record beckons at full time here. Upcoming games, we've got the Easter round of fixtures starting Thursday night. Macca's Thursday night football. Cowboys Panthers in Townsville. 7:30 New South Wales Victoria. 7 o'clock Queensland. Back-to-back games on Good Friday. Rabbitohs Bulldogs, a tradition at ANZ Stadium. Then VB Friday night football. The Sharks versus the Storm at Southern Cross Group Stadium. Sharks on the board in 2018. Then Sunday football. This will be a good game. Dragons Knights in Wollongong in Sunday footy next week. We'll be able to tuck into the Easter eggs and bring you a bit of footy. Now Widdop again. They're just busting him at will here. Widdop puts it on the boot. He sets up a chase. There's Dufty. He's barely got out of second gear and he streaks away.
Just cleared obstruction, Kevin Proctor up there.
Brilliant football. Brilliant, brilliant football.
Tackle 3, try. Make sure there's no obstruction on Kevin Proctor back there, please.
We're going to go back to obstruction 60 metres away. Great vision, great footwork by Gareth Widdop. They kept the ball alive. It filled it out to the left. Ball came back. We're a long way away from the play here at the moment. Let's have another look. Back he goes there. No. He's miles away.
We've cleared the obstruction. The St George player is a support player when contact is made. We're playing on. Kick chase is onside on the left-hand side.
Great pickup. Watch this at speed. Just slows down a little.
Clean possession taken by Matt Dufty.
Geez, a move.
And
Matt
grounding.
Dufty, isn't it?
We have a decision.
Oh, very quick. Prolific try scorer in the NYC, the under-20s competition. Got a lot of tries.
Come on.
People always wondered about his size, but he's worked really hard. He's a dedicated kid. And you don't know till you give him a try. I can remember them saying Alan Langer was too small. Jeff Tuvey was too small. They all ended up great players for their country. Great vision by Gareth Widdop. And this little fella, he's a try-scoring machine. He's really quick. And he's 80 minutes energetic. There's nothing lazy about him at all.
He's got 3 today. Down to Darren on the sideline.
Yeah, you just got to stand and applaud, haven't you? It's great football. I know the Titans are probably switched off a bit, but you know, the Dragons are, Widdop, what a footballer he is, so instinctive. He saw then that Conrad Harrell was on the runners, so he couldn't pass. He had to kick. Perfect.
This will be 48, and there's still 7 minutes to go.
So the Dragons' biggest win over the Titans. And the red and white army, they're ever present right around the country, and they're happy once more here in Toowoomba this afternoon. Tomorrow night, there'll be plenty to talk about on 100% footy. Gus will be there along with Paul Gallen, Rowan Sims, Neil Breen and James Bracey to look over the biggest issues in the NRL. And Gus, you're one-on-one with the New South Wales Minister for Sport, Stuart Ayres, from 9:30 tomorrow.
We're going to find out what's happening with our stadiums. I'm going to grill the MP. He's a good man, Stuart Ayres. Really good man. But I'm interested in what he has to say about these stadiums tomorrow night. It's dragging on.
Thanks, Nathan. It's the space, Nathan. Hold here. Wait here. Don't play on him. Jared, one more. Jared.
Ben Hunt with a scoop from dummy half. Bringing Nightingale onto the ball. Away to Paul Vaughan. Away now to Widdop. Dufty went without it, but the ball ruled to have gone back. And now James Graham with an offload as he got to Nathan Peets and Vaughan. Here we go. Vaughan trying to pick his way through them. Elgie just stopped him in the nick of time. Played it back to Kurt Mann. Good catch by Hunt. Centre off to Wynnum. Inside ball. Duffy's there again, but a tackle made as he was about to explode away by Ryan James, and that's a changeover.
And a good tackle made. That's one that looks like it's almost certainly denied 4 points for the Dragons. Playing extremely well. I don't think the Titans' defence is at its best, but certainly St George Illawarra's attack has been first class all afternoon.
There's Wallace. It hasn't been the happiest of returns to the NRL for Jared. Incumbent Queensland State of Origin prop. This team on the receiving end. Some Dragons fire here. He's propped up. Philip Sammy limping his way over to the wing. Wallace again up the middle. A reminder coming up for Queensland viewers, we'll have a Broncos insider. Everyone else at the completion of the game will be off to 9 News as Taylor goes down the right. Puts it through their hands, ball's been lost. Referees have said play on. It was the last tackle, and there's a changeover with the Dragons to be given the ball.
With the foot, Tarek. Oh.
Well, this is a real test of character for the Gold Coast in weeks ahead. They're not back at home until round 8 of the competition because of the Commonwealth Games, and they've got some difficult away trips. It's the Broncos at Suncorp next week. They play Manly in Gladstone and Penrith at Panthers Stadium, followed by the Cowboys in Townsville.
Well, Gus, sometimes at the end of a game like this, when you've been thrashed like the Titans, it's best to sweep it all from your mind. Don't think about it at all, but what's Garth Brennan got to come up with as a recovery program?
Well, they've got to regroup tomorrow. You can't wait much time before you go back and review this, but a lot of the problems today have been effort areas. Hasn't so much been technique, or it's just been real effort areas. They've failed in those types of things. And their right-hand defence has just been decimated. Every time the Dragons have gone there with any sort of shape or plays, they've just found holes. In the end, there's been too many holes to run through.
Darren, a comment?
Yeah, well, they say defence is attitude, and obviously they've defended poorly today, but they've missed 45 tackles, the Titans. I think the first thing I'll be doing Monday is just getting old-fashioned one-on-one tackle practice, because that's where they're being let down at the moment. They're 45 tackles. They're just not getting themselves in the game. On the back of their defence, too many points to chase, and that compounds the issue when you're trying to throw the ball around to chase points.
Well, 2.5 minutes to go, and they'll have a scrum feed on halfway. And I wonder if they've got 50 on their mind or they've got enough. The Titans' head was on the bus home a long time ago. If you could have offered the Titans a trip home just after half-time, I think they'd have gladly got on the bus.
Ben, we've got 10 seconds, boys. Let's head down.
See how hungry the Dragons are for one more try.
Kurt Mann feeds the scrum up on the halfway. It's McDonald up to the 40-metre line. Luciano Leilua onto Paul Vaughan. He's carrying it in one hand, and then he sticks on, picks up a couple of extra metres for his trouble. There's Mann for his receiver. Out to Widdop. One-handed catch on the fly. Sims to Widdop. You roll it through. Spectacular. Laffey gets another one. That's 3 for him as well.
Now, here's another perfect example of this Gold Coast right-hand defence. When the ball comes to Widdop the first time, there are so many gaps there, he doesn't know what to do with it. They actually strip the right-hand defence so quickly. Watch this. It's just a short little pass, then another second-man play, and he's gone. He's got 5 on 2. He doesn't know who to throw it to. He says, well, you take it, and we'll see what happens. Isuzu D-Max replay, gets it back, just feathers it through the line. Tim Laffey picks it up, and there's your 50. A comprehensive victory to the St George Illawarra Dragons. And I've been saying it for a couple of weeks. This is a serious football team, a very serious football team. And some of their football has been far better than anything else I've witnessed in the first 3 weeks. Good balance in their team. The halves are going terrific. The forwards are out muscling their opposition. And they're enjoying it. They look like they're enjoying it.
Never got carried away once. We haven't seen their ball control drop. Fantastic performance.
It's the Dragons' biggest win since 2004. And Gareth Widdop, he's pulled the strings magnificently this afternoon. To finish off with another couple of points, the half century for the Dragons. There's some exciting weeks ahead for the Red Bee fans as Widdop steps up and sends it over. It's full time here in Toowoomba, and it's a resounding victory to St George Illawarra. 54 points to 8.
He hits it, he's got it! He's got the